The best passport in the world. Some people say it's the one from the UAE, Singapore, Japan, or one from the European Union. But the reality is that most of these passports are out of reach for the average millionaire who has no ancestry in those countries. But what if we could enjoy the same visa-free travel that, for example, a UAE passport offers by building the ultimate passport portfolio with multiple countries we can call home? Multiple citizenships that allow us to travel the world as if we were Emirati citizens without needing to invest over $100 million in the UAE. How can we replicate the visa-free access of a US passport by combining other passports? Let's look at countries that allow dual citizenship, cover different regions on the world, speak different languages, and together offer you a complete passport portfolio and nearly global visa-free access travel. Because it's easy to make this video with a Spanish passport being a Spanish citizen by origin. But what if the EU starts pricing restriction on us or implements the dreaded citizenship-based taxation like the US does? The first passport on this list should be one from the Caribbean. For example, the passport from St. Kitts and Nevis or Grenada. With it, you get access to Europe, the UK, Russia, South America, and several countries in Asia and Africa. You also gain visa-free access to South Korea, the Philippines, Singapore, and Tanzania. With that, you're already covering multiple regions around the globe, and it's a passport that anyone can obtain within a matter of months. I would recommend it to pretty much everyone. Get a Caribbean passport, tax-free, no global hassle, and with a strong visa-free access coverage for now. It's true that in the future we may face difficulties when applying for business or tourist visas to the US, or even risk losing visa-free access to the Schengen area. That's why we will combine this with additional options. The next passport should be from Eastern Europe. For example, Serbia. If we look at the visa-free access travel map for Serbia, we see it includes China and Japan, both very interesting countries. You get most of South America, access to Europe, Turkey, the UAE, and other countries in the Pacific. With Serbia, you get both sides of the geopolitical spectrum, China and Russia on one side, and access to Schengen area on the other. It's a fairly neutral country with a strong relationships with both East and West. They aim to join the European Union, but I don't see that happening within the next 10 or 20 years, so I wouldn't worry about them suddenly following the EU's woke ideology or adopting citizenship-based taxation. So it's a pretty solid option with access to over 130 countries. Combined with St. Kitts, you add the UK, more countries in South and Central America, and more in Asia. For instance, with St. Kitts you have the Philippines, and with Serbia you add Japan. Between those two, you already have a strong foundation. The third passport I would add to this list is from Latin America, for example, the Mexican passport. With these three, St. Kitts, Serbia, and Mexico, or any other Latin American passport such as Argentina, Uruguay, or Brazil, you will gain access to specific countries, but most importantly, you will no longer be dependent on a single passport that could potentially lose visa-free access or force you to give up if you disagree with the policies tied to it. In Mexico, you can obtain citizenship in just 2 years of temporary or permanent residency if you are from Spain or a country with a bilateral agreement. Alternatively, you may qualify through the exceptional route, or if you have a child born there, which gives you PR directly, and then you reside there for 2 years uninterrupted years. In Argentina, it's a matter of securing residency and living in the country for 2 full years without leaving, not even for a day. You could also qualify through merit or exception, or in the future by citizenship by investment program that may launch in 2026. In Uruguay, naturalization typically takes between 3 and 5 years, depending on whether you establish family ties and long-term integration in the country. So with 3 citizenship and 3 passports, each from a different region, you can gain nearly the same level of visa-free access as the UAE passport. And nowadays, having multiple bases around the world is more important than ever. Not just one passport, not just one home. You can also add residency permits. For example, a golden visa in the UAE if you invest in property, or a donation, or a Schengen area golden visa that might guarantee long-term visa-free access to Europe. This way, you can secure residency in Europe and potentially European citizenship in the long term, or simply maintain a golden visa or upgrade it to permanent residency, nothing more. In the past, we could cover the US and Canada with a Maltese passport, something that's no longer possible as the program has ended. But there are discretionary options that, to some extent, might still provide this access through multi-million-dollar investments without needing to donate tens of millions or invest hundreds of millions to obtain the UAE citizenship and its passport. With a little over $1 million, you can build the perfect passport portfolio that lets you travel the world while depending on multiple countries, not just one. and without restrictions. Now let's say you have built this passport portfolio. You don't necessarily need Emirati citizenship to pay taxes in the UAE. Maybe you have a free-zone company, spend 3 to 6 months a year there, and that's it. Or maybe you are not interested in living in the UAE at all and prefer a simpler tax-free residency like Paraguay. If you want a tax-free life and multiple citizenship, it's still possible. If you are interested in any of these passports, citizenship or residency mentioned in this video or not mentioned in this video, click the link in the description to book a call with us and see how we can help you build your ultimate passport portfolio.